What's up, folks? It's Dan here from VGameCharacter.com, where we turn games into gains, and today we're going to talk about Ultra Instinct training. What is Ultra Instinct? Well, if you are not a fan of the Dragon Ball Super series, or if you have not been keeping up on it, spoiler alert, by the way, if you're like waiting to watch the English release, and you haven't actually gotten to this point in the season yet, which they have not yet, just turn off the video now. You're going to miss some cool stuff about way later in the series. But if you're sticking up on the Japanese release with subtitles like I do, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The idea is Ultra Instinct, which is a new form that Goku unlocked initially with his fight with Jiren, and then with the cauliflower. Was that the fusion of? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, the idea is basically Goku has unlocked a new form where he unconsciously dodges attacks and techniques used against him, and also moves extremely quickly, like really fast. And it's actually pretty cool. Like, it's not just, you know, another color of his hair changing and whatever, and just, oh, I'm stronger now. Previously, I could punch planets in half, but now I can punch planets in half. You know, actually, he isn't planet punching strong yet, but whatever. Anyway, it's a cool concept, and it touches on a concept from martial arts known as, at least in Japanese martial arts, as Mushin, which is no-mindedness, which is the unconscious reaction to things around you, attacks and techniques and whatnot. And it's kind of a cool thing. I've seen a lot of one of the reasons why I like Dragon Ball Super so much, because I've seen a lot of the series touching on more traditional martial arts concepts, not just powering up and getting stronger ki blasts and stuff like that. But there's actually, you see a lot of Bruce Lee influence in Goku's training, and also Vegeta's training with Whis, and also some other more, you know, Japanese concepts like Mushin. And now, granted, Bruce Lee also, you know, talked about Mushin and whatnot, but. So they're going a little bit more back into traditional martial arts, which is kind of what I liked a little bit about the original Dragon Ball, is that the original Dragon Ball, was a lot like, you know, the kind of old school, cheesy kung fu film stuff. So what we're going to talk about today is a first in what I think is going to be a series on Ultra Instinct training attempts. And all you're going to need for today's exercises is this thing in my hand. You're going to need a couple tennis balls. Now, I'm going to show you some exercises that you can do with just 2 tennis balls, but also one of the exercises we're going to talk about here, you can use a whole lot more tennis balls for. It will get a lot better if you have a bunch. I've only got 3 on hand right now, but you can go to a store, you can get like giant bags of tennis balls for like relatively cheap. I think it's like $10 for like 25 tennis balls or something. So, cheap, easy training equipment. You're going to need these and a wall, and that's it. And what we're talking about today, at least, rather than trying to worry about high-speed stuff, is we're going to worry about a couple of things. First off is Proprioception, which is the sense of where your body is in relation to itself. Also, Intro to Mushin, no-mindedness reaction training, and just general hand-eye coordination, all of which are going to be necessary for real-life Ultra Instinct behavior. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your tennis balls, and we're going to start off with just a couple. And the first and easiest way that we're going to train our proprioception and our general hand-eye coordination is we're going to stare straight ahead, looking at you, and you're just going to have a catch with yourself. And it's a lot harder than it may seem. All right, you're just going to stare straight ahead, and you're going to catch left and right, back and forth, without looking directly at the balls. Now, worth noting, I believe I've talked about before here on the channel, I stink at any sports that involve balls. Make whatever jokes you want. Really good at punching and kicking, not great with these things. So, you know, whatever. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to do this. You don't want to be like, whoop, whoop, because first of all, obviously that's much easier. But it's not training what we want here. What we're training here is we're training using our field of view, our entire field of view, to our advantage, and using the corners of our eyes to see what's going on, and also our proprioception to understand where we're at in space as we're tossing the balls around. Now, to make this harder, you move your hands out further, which is really difficult. As you can tell, it gets harder the wider you get apart. You can also tell I'm right-handed. Bring it in here, start here, super easy. Life is easy in here. And then as you move further apart, it's harder and harder. Now, you may think that this doesn't have much in the way of transition to actual fighting techniques, But believe it or not, it really, really, really does. I used to do this training a lot more when I was younger. Noticed significant increase in my reaction to things that were in my peripheral vision. Stuff flying in from other directions I could much more easily react to and either just move instinctively or, you know, catch whatever. So this is the starting area, is just start here and here. Now, next level, we're going to move on to the wall over here. And we're going to put one of these in our pocket. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a catch with ourselves off the wall. And you might want to start off a little further away from the wall. And you're going to start with an underhand catch, an underhanded throw, an underhanded throw, and an overhand catch like that. And you're going to try and not be super specific about where you're aiming the ball. Just kind of huck it out there and just react according to where it goes. Some people might use a reaction ball for this, but honestly, I think it's kind of overkill. And again, the idea here is you don't want to necessarily be looking at the ball the whole time. Try and like use the corners of your vision to judge where the ball is at. I don't think I'm even going to edit this down. It's going to be a really funny video, just me scrambling all over the place trying to catch this ball. So try and use the corners of your vision and not stare at the ball as it's coming back again. And again, what we want to do is you want to make sure that you're doing an overhand catch like this. And over time, you want more motion in that hand. Rather than waiting the ball to come to you like this, nice and easy, you want to start reaching out and grabbing it. So you come up and grab. You come up and grab, which you can see makes it a little harder. This, by the way, is where it gets much easier if you have a whole bunch of tennis balls, because if you get a whole bag of them and you get a bucket, you can sit here with a bucket next to you, and just every time you miss a ball, just throw it away. So that's level 1, okay? Level 2, one-handed. Now, this is going to be easier for target finding because it's coming back to the same spot. So because of that, you want to work a little bit faster. And again, you want to work both hands, obviously. You want to work on not staring at the ball. Instead, you want to try and look at the wall. I just cheated and looked up on that. But you want to try and look at the wall so that you're using your peripheral vision and reaction. Next level, after that, is both hands. Both hands at once. And as you start out, you're probably going to have to watch. But as you get better, you want to just, again, stare at that wall. One benefit, actually, to the balls going haywire all over the place is you actually can react very quickly to if you miss, for instance, and grab them like that. But again, the idea here is you want to start off nice and easy. Notice how I'm throwing the ball back and just kind of wait for the bounce back. But you want to start working on really attacking the ball like that. Because that's where you're going to start to get your carryover into the martial arts end of things. Because when you're fighting, there is a lot of parry blocking that you can do to deflect things off to the side. And this motion translates very well to knock off to the side, block one way or the other, kind of similar to when Goku, when he was Ultra Instinct training, went and caught Dispo and Topo's hands and went and threw them in opposite directions, which is pretty cool. So again, this is the next level, like this, ba-boom. And then finally, and this is what you're going to need a whole lot more tennis balls for, or you're going to spend a lot of time running around, you can work on throwing the ball at the wall and then dodging it when it comes back at you. So you want to come here, boom, and then slip it. All right? Got your other hand here. Boom. Got your other one here, and slip it. And when you're starting off, you can get further away from the wall. As you get better, you get closer. But again, life will be much easier for you if you get a whole bunch of tennis balls in a bucket right here. That way you can just throw it continuously, and if you mess up, you just have another big bucket right there to grab from. So that is kind of the first level of ultra instinct training that we're going to work on. I've got more ideas, but this should keep you busy for a little while. Seriously, try these, drill these every single day. Start off with this, then you got your crossover throws, then you got your one-handed throws, then you got your two-handed boom, boom, back and forth. Get to the point where you get this close to the wall and you're just dribbling back and forth and ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. You'll get really great hand-eye coordination first off that'll transfer into any sport that you play. Second of all, it will really, really, really help out with your reaction time in martial arts in regards to blocking. And then if you do get a bucket of balls, or a couple buckets even, like I'm telling you, tennis balls are so cheap. Get a bunch of tennis balls, and you just sit there and you chuck them at yourself and you slip and dodge the whole time. You'll be amazed at how much faster your reaction time comes, especially if you get real close like this and you work on keeping that hand up and really slipping with a proper fighting guard. You can start to work in even parries off to the side and knocking the tennis balls away after you threw them. Now, obviously, if you have a partner, you can work on this much better, all right? If you got a friend who also wants to train with you, you can take turns chucking tennis balls at each other. Seriously, that's something that I used to do a lot when I was training. Throw tennis balls at each other, slip them back and forth. Just slip, 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 blocks, stuff like that. That way you have literally no way of predicting where it's coming at. You just have to make sure that you trust your friend well enough to not hit you in the face with the ball, or trust yourself well enough to dodge and not get hit. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Like I said, this is part of a series. I've got more ideas. We'll work on them in the future, but for now, just give this a shot. Thank you for watching. As always, remember to live boldly, change the world, and continue to be awesome. Bye-bye.
Listen.